Hello everyone, welcome to yet another tutorial. Today we're going to look at how to create a cloth simulation in 3ds Max. We'll look at how to model the mannequin and then create the garment and create the cloth simulation. So let's see how it is done in 3ds Max. Stop this one first and go to Max. First we'll create the mannequin. So I'll start with the box and I'm going to use a cube. I'll just create a cube. We'll make sure that the edged faces is on, and in the modify panel we will add one segment on the side, and in the front we will need, this is the middle part, and we need 4 segments on the side, and then we need 5 segments height wise. Then I will convert it to editable poly, and first thing I will scale it sideways so it is thinner. Okay, and then we can give it a rounder shape. So I'll scale this up, scale this up, and scale the middle one a little bit. Okay, and then we'll select the middle ones and scale it up here. And then we will create a copy as a reference, and we will add a mesh smooth modifier. Why is this getting mesh smooth also? Alright, so only the referenced object is going to be smooth. Okay, so now we will sculpt this. So the middle part will be scaled inside. Okay, the hip part will be bigger. The bust part will be bigger. We need some more space here. And we'll select this one, control select this one, and create the bust. We can select this and move it inside. Okay, same way we'll do on the back. Select this one, control select this one, move it. Then we can select the middle one and create the back portion. And select these. Slightly. So you can see that you get kind of a mannequin shape. You can make it taller if you want. So I don't want to spend too much time. This looks good enough. We'll delete this one, select this one, right click, and then place it in the center. Okay, I'll convert this to editable poly so we can bake in the smoothness. Alright, so now we'll create the cloth, and then for animation purpose we want to move the pivot point. So I'm going to go to hierarchy, affect pivot only, and move it up so I can animate it. Okay, Now what we are going to do is to create the skirt, I'll create a tube. Okay, so tube will start from the center, and then you decide how big the skirt should be, and then how narrow the hip should be, and some height. Okay, so it should be somewhere here or here. Actually, we'll select. Look at the pivot point here, and we will have a size of 90 because we need lot of segments. Height segments we don't need any, and then cap segments I put 30, so you get like kind of a squarish shape here. We'll convert this to editable poly and select the bottom top vertices to get rid of those. Okay, and then we'll make it red color. I will assign a material so it is two-sided. Make it red. This one can be just a skin color for the mannequin. We can remove the edged faces so you can see what we are dealing with here. So this is going to be the skirt. We'll name it skirt. We'll name this Manequeen. Okay, and then we need to create animation so that our skirt will move with the character. So the front view, what I'll do is turn auto key on. So there's going to be no animation until frame number 30. So create auto key. After 10 frames, we will rotate this to say 50. Then after 5 frames, it comes back to 40. Then after 5 frames, it goes back to where it was. And then after 10 frames, it comes back to its original place. Then after 10 frames, we'll do it on the other side. So minus 50. After 5 frames, minus 40. Then it will go back there. And after 10 frames, it comes back to 0. So that would be the animation. So if you can see, we have the mannequin go left, go right, and stay. Then we will make it stay in the middle for some time. So it goes there, and comes back. Nothing special, basic animation. So that we can see our skirt in action. So we'll select the skirt now, work in perspective, and we will add a cloth modifier. Okay, so we'll go to object properties. For the cloth, we have the skirt, it's going to be a cloth, it's going to be silk. We'll turn this cloth depth offset on. Then we'll add another object, which is going to be the mannequin, and it's going to be a collision object. Alright, so that's the basic setup. Here, we are going to make sure that it's going to self-collide once, and it is simulating 100 frames. We'll just have 100 frames and let it simulate for 100 frames. And now all we need to do is let it simulate. Okay, so the skirt falls down, it goes left, and you can see that the skirt is not staying in its place. So I will cancel this, and then we can set an initial set stage of 25. So I'll select this and I'll say set initial state. Okay, so if you go back and then erase the simulation, our skirt is in place, and then our animation is now starting at 30, so we can move it at maybe say 5, so it can start immediately. Start moving. Okay, now what we want to do is we want the skirt to not move from the hip. So I'll go to group and we need to select these top vertices. Okay, and then we'll create a group and then we will attach it to this surface. Okay, so you can see that the group is attached to the mannequin surface. Now what we will do is we will simulate this, and now the skirt is moving. It comes down, goes on the other side, and it comes down. Then it will settle down until 100 frames. Okay, so that looks quite good. Okay, what we can do now is we can create keys, and it's going to create the keys so that we don't have to simulate it again. So it's editable mesh and it has been keyed. Okay, now we will look at how to create the simulation for the top, and we are going to use another method to create the cloth. So this time I'm going to use shape circle, and what we don't need this object, so I'll right click and say hide. Where is the hide option? Hide selection. So I'll create a circle. So this will be like the initial circle, and then I will say do not start a new shape, and I'll create another circle, and this will be the length of the garment. So we have these two shapes. Now I will use a garment maker to create a garment. So you can see the density is 0.287, so maybe we can make it more dense. And you can see it, edge faces here. So now we again want this to simulate first for the initial stage, so I'll move this back here. And then now this garment maker, you can mesh it. So you can simply convert it to editable poly, and then it becomes editable mesh, and then we will add again a cloth, and we'll do the same thing. Object properties, circle will be a cloth. You can use a silk preset. Select this option. This is a cloth already, so go to object properties, collision object. Okay, so now we have this. Does it behave like a collision object? We need to come to know. It doesn't. So we will erase simulation. Select this and remove this cloth. Select this, object properties, add object, mannequin, collision object. Simulate. We'll cancel the simulation, and then I like how it looks at 15. So we will set initial state, erase the simulation. Again, this starts at 0. Select this, create a group. Okay, so we'll select all these top vertices. I'm doing this real fast. We can be a little bit more careful and precise. Create a group, add it to the surface. Whatever color you want this. Okay, blue is good. Okay, and then we'll go and then we'll create simulation. Okay, so we'll remove the edged faces, unhide all, and I forgot to, we will go and make it create keys. And now we have simulation of a top and a skirt on a mannequin. Okay, thank you very much. That's about it.